one of my harder experiences was with companions. I had to learn to accept people and live with people who thought differently than me. It's one thing to get along with a person for a day, but if you're with someone for 3 months straight, 24/7, everywhere you go, you start to notice little things in them that bother you. And sometimes you have to humble your pride and put up with it. And sometimes you just have to talk it out. They do this thing called companionship inventory where you just kind of say, hey, this is what's going on. How do you think we're doing as companionship? What do we need to change? Don't skip those companionship inventories. Don't say, I'll just last to the end of the transfer, because if you say that, mission president will probably keep you together. I remember one of the elders that I trained, halfway through our time together, we got in a fight about something stupid, about something we should do. Like we were helping someone, it was about some service issue that we were doing, and it was dumb, but I had an opinion on it and he had an opinion on it. And it's funny because it was the day of transfers and we were staying together. Everyone else was in St. Louis switching companions, but not us. And he's like, well, I'm not doing it. I'm like, well, I'm not budging either. It's like, well, we guess we go home because we can't do missionary work like this. And so I get out of the car and he doesn't get out. He sits in the car. I'm like, oh crap, I'm the senior companion here. And so I just kind of sat on the trunk of the car and I waited and I waited and I waited. And eventually we sat down and we talked it out and we realized that we both had done stupid things. We both were being dumb. And that if we were going to make this work, if we were going to teach people, then we'd had to work together. And, we still had issues the rest of that transfer. Things would come up. We'd have differences of opinion. But today I call that guy my friend. And I came to his homecoming. He's an awesome elder. He's an awesome guy now. And that's the key difference, is being able to work through your issues and sometimes swallow your pride. Another elder that I know, he got transferred into my district. I was the district leader. He was kind of an odd guy. He liked weird things and he talked weird and he said silly stuff. And I kind of prejudged him. I'd heard things about this elder and that he was kind of odd. And I remember it was like a weekend and I said something not very nice to him. And then we went out tracting and we separated because we weren't companions. And all day I just felt awful. I was like, man, I feel bad. I'm supposed to be a representative of Christ and I can't even be nice to another missionary. And I just ended up texting him because, they're in lessons, we're in lessons. Odds of catching him on a phone call were harder. And so I just texted him. I said, hey, elder, I'm sorry about the things I said. It was stupid. Hope you forgive me. And he's like, it's good. We're good. And I love that elder today too. It's amazing. When you swallow your pride and you realize that other people they have their own attributes and their own things that make them special, then you can become really good friends with them. And when you're friends and when you get along with the people around you as missionaries, you're more effective in teaching the people that you've been called to teach.